Welcome back to another episode of T-Shirt Cooking. For today's episode, we will be using the bulkbarn chocolate cake mix that I picked up recently. I will try to be a little bit creative and we're going to attempt to make some sort of cake. We have some of the cream cheese that we'll be making from the cheesecake video that I posted up months ago. And we're going to make some sort of maybe 2-layer cake. I don't know, we'll see what we get. So for now, we'll just introduce the ingredients and let's get started. So I have 3 eggs here, 3 large eggs. I have 580 grams of the mix. If you go on their website, this is number 322. You look it up, that's the recipe that I'm using. I have the 230 milliliters of water, the 180 milliliters of seed oil. I have the PAM spray. There's likely not enough in here that we're gonna use to spray the bottom. Mixing bowl. For the, I guess the cream that I'm gonna attempt to put between the cake, I have the cream cheese that is here, that is room temperature. I have icing sugar, vanilla, and we have 35% whipped cream. Now, I may or may not decide to put the portions in the description. Maybe I will, maybe I won't, I don't know. We'll see what we get. So we'll get started. First things first, we're gonna put everything in the bowl. Allegedly, we just have to put everything in the bowl and then we see what we get. So we'll start with this. Very important is that these sort of dishes that had oil in them, you don't just put them in the sink or don't just put them in the dishwasher because there's still a bit of oil residue. So what I always like to do is take a paper towel and just wipe like this just to remove as much oil as possible because you absolutely do not want to put oil down your drains. Highly do not recommend that. I mean, live your life, do as you wish. Highly don't recommend. I now have the hand mixer that we'll be using. And now it says we need to spin for about a minute and then we scrape the sides and then we spin for 3 or 4 minutes. I think that's what it said. I don't really know the science behind that, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna start spinning and what happens, happens. At the same time, the oven's already preheating up to 350 degrees Fahrenheit on non-convection bake. Should be ready at approximately the same time and we'll just get to it. We are now back. I didn't mix it for a full 4 minutes. Honestly, that was too much time. And since when do we follow all the instructions here? Let's be real. Now I have these 2 things. Now I'm thinking, we're making this very complicated, by the way. But I'm thinking we're gonna make a bottom layer, then we're gonna put a top layer. We're gonna see how to do that. That's what I'm thinking. Now, why are they different sizes? That's, you know, we're not gonna start buying cake pans just for one episode. It is what it is. I don't even know what these sizes are. This one is, strangely enough, 8 1/4 inches. This one, the diameter is, what is that? 7 1/4. So I guess 7 and 8, maybe. Maybe I'm not supposed to count the exterior, so it would come out to about 7 and 8. I think the recipe is for 2 9-inch round cakes. But once more, since when do we follow the instructions? So let's just spray these now. Let's hope this has some left. I feel it's like 4 years I have this container. I don't know how there's still some in here. Who knows? This could be a problem. In the garbage that goes. The only other oil solution I have is just oil in a bottle. So I'm thinking maybe I'm gonna pour this in the bottle and I'm going to spread it around with a napkin or something. I don't know. I feel this is gonna end horribly. This is gonna be another video that just, I don't even know what to say. We're gonna cut that. Just kidding, I do know what to say, I just didn't wanna say it. Okay, it looks like we spread the oil on both of these. Now we will pour some of this cake mix in each one and we'll see what we get. This cake mix looks like the cake mix in that film Matilda, where there's the spherically challenged individual who's basically forced to chow down this chocolate cake. I don't really remember how the exact story went or what it was, but it was something along those lines. I was grossed out for years. Still today, that's the only scene I remember. I remember exactly where I was when I saw that scene. I was in elementary school, I remember the class, and it just, that might have started my distaste for, okay, we're not gonna continue what I was about to say. Let's just stop there. I was about to say something and then we're gonna stop there. You all know where I was going with that. We're gonna stop there. You all agree is what I should say, but we're gonna stop there. Okay, so this is what we have. I can't really incline it too much because it's going to move, but we have this one and this one. We're gonna put these in the oven at the same time. On the website, it says 35 to 40 minutes. Usually, I think you're supposed to cook only 1 cake at a time, but we don't follow the rules. We're gonna put both in there at the same time, and we will do 40 minutes since there will be 2 of them in there, and we'll see what we get. Whilst that cake is in the oven, we're gonna make the cream cheese frosting that we'll be using. Now we have all the ingredients here. We're gonna start with the whipped cream. If you watched the no bake cheesecake, can't even remember the title. It's a few times I referenced this video. It's so underrated anyway. Whatever, cost me a lot of money to make that video. I think that was probably my most expensive video. Nevertheless, we're gonna put the cream here. We're gonna put a cup and a bit. So we'll put a cup and then we'll put a little bit. The exact measurements, no one will know. No one will know. I don't know how much that was. You don't know. I don't know. You know what? We're gonna scoop everything out. That's what we're gonna do. At the cost, we'll scoop everything out. Now the trick is you're supposed to run the mixer at high speed for the whipped cream to become whipped. And I explained all the science about this in that same cream cheese video, which I may or may not decide to post here, there, maybe just like in front of me on my chest, wherever. Anyway, I'm not gonna explain the science. Let's just get the machine rolling. We are now back. That was a lot of mixing. That was about maybe 8 to 10 minutes of mixing. Now we have the cream cheese filling that sort of looks like this, and we'll see if this is enough or how we're gonna apply this. I don't know. I didn't think this far ahead, and I feel like this is gonna bite me in the ass, or if that's, I don't know if that's how the expression goes. Anyway, we'll be back when we have the cake out of the oven. It's chilled, or should I say it's not super hot, and you know, we can work with it, and we'll try to assemble something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Let's do some dishes for now. Don't forget to sub, like if you made it this far, comment, share. We're now back. The cake has been resting for about 15 minutes. I took them out of the oven, both of them, and they rised higher than I thought they would have rised. And to remove them, I just had to unbuckle the thing. It looks something like this. Let me see if I could pull one from the sink here, where I just unbuckled it like that, and then it lifted right off. So spreading the oil with the napkin worked. And the bottom pieces as well. Let me see if I can get a bottom piece here. See, it didn't really stick much. It came right off. And I won't show you what I did to try and get it out of there. It was more labor intensive than I would have thought. But nevertheless, the cakes are both here in one piece. They rised a lot more. I thought these would have been thin cakes and I was gonna stack them up. But now I don't know what to do. I feel like this would be too tall if I were to stack it. I was thinking like doing something like that, making crumbs everywhere. And then I would have had the cream cheese in the middle, but I just didn't expect them to raise like this. Do I maybe cut it through the middle? I wouldn't even know how I would do that. I don't have a knife for that. I don't have a level or anything. I would have to do it some makeshift way. I still have the cream cheese frosting over here that I was going to apply, but now I really don't know where I'm going with this video. I did not think this far ahead. Maybe I should just put the cream cheese frosting on top, maybe a layer on each one and then call it a day. I don't know. I just didn't think this is what the outcome would have been. So I'm not quite sure here where to go with this. We'll put the cream cheese frosting maybe on top of the big one, maybe the small one I could try cutting in half. Is that gonna work? Is this gonna break apart already? I'm making crumbs everywhere. Maybe if I go like this and I cut with a knife to try and get that and then maybe separate, I don't know how I'm gonna do that. Do we have a knife for that? Okay, let's get another surface here because now we're dirtying everything. Let's find a surface. Let's, what do we have here? All right, we have a pizza dough surface. We're gonna put this here for the moment on the pizza dough surface. We're gonna put this out. How do we cut this? I don't know. This is the longest knife that I have. Maybe if I would slice like that, but then the handle is crooked, so it wouldn't really go well cut. This is complex. I feel like there's a simple way to do this. I don't know why everything's always complicated in the t-shirt cooking kitchen. These online recipes, man, they're all lying to you. Yeah, maybe if I just cut like that, but then how will I separate? This piece will be, the top piece, if I cut it, will be so thin it's likely going to break in my hands if I try to lift it up. See, like this I could lift it up and it doesn't break, but if I were to cut it, it would be too thin and it would just break apart in a billion pieces. Let's see, how are we going to cut this cake? Maybe just wing it. Let's just wing it. If I cut my finger in this video, we're shutting down the entire channel. Oh my god, this cake doesn't want to cut. How do I do this? All right, let's just insert the knife slowly as though never mind, I'm not gonna continue with that sentence. I feel I'm on my last lifeline here with YouTube policies. Okay, now what? Okay, the knife made it all the way through. Now we're going to do this. Now we're gonna do it the other way. So we're gonna put the knife back in. Real bakers are watching this video saying, is this a Make-A-Wish kid or something? Like, what's going on? Why isn't he just doing it the easy way? I don't know what the way is. You know what? I built an engine last year. 99.99% of you would have no clue what you're doing with that. That's me right now making this cake in the eyes of bakers. How do I lift this? Now it's very, very delicate. Oh, okay. Look at that. We're gonna make this all uncut, by the way. The whole cake scene, you know, I keep saying we're gonna make things uncut and then I just cut them all up. So I'm just not gonna say anything. Let's put some frosting. Do we have a knife or a spatula somewhere? What about this? I never use this. Let's just use it. There you go. Now we have a reason to use it. I have a really, really nice cutlery set. I believe it's from 1982. It's from Italy, all 100% pure stainless steel. It looks fantastic. I only use maybe 5% of the cutlery. Anyway, there are so many better things I could be doing right now, but instead I decided to do this for the viewers, for these successful and attractive subscribers who are here every single week. That's just what we do here. We just do it for the subscribers. Nobody else. For all the attractive and successful subscribers. And even those who weren't attractive and successful, once they subscribed, they became the best version of themselves. They didn't even become what they wanted to become. They just became even better than that. It's like they superseded their own expectations in such a short period of time. You know what I'm gonna do? For the thumbnail, I'm gonna use an AI generated image of a really nice looking cake just to throw everyone off. Unless you would have made it in here a long time into the video, you would just never know. If you're also annoyed with watching my videos and how just non-fast paced they are, that's a you problem. These videos act as a dopamine detox. When you watch my videos, your brain becomes healthier because you've probably opened your phone at least 35 times before you watch this video. Just today you must have opened your phone at least 3 dozen times. And these videos just serve as a dopamine detox. It's nice and cool here, you know? We're taking things easy. Dopamine detox, that's what it is. I made that up. I don't even know if that's a real scientific thing, but we're gonna call it a dopamine detox from now on. I'm gonna use this as a reoccurring theme in other videos. Stop it with this fast-paced stuff, just cooking kids' minds. Kids can't even read a book today without having a tantrum. Read a book, can't even read a page. How do I even store this? I didn't even think this far ahead. How do I store any of this? You know what this looks like? A big Oreo. Doesn't this look like a big Oreo? I just noticed. Tried to make a cake, made an Oreo. Look at this. Looks like one big Oreo. I feel I'm gonna break it now. Yeah, it feels very, very not solid. I made a cake, I don't care. I'm gonna tell everybody that I made this cake. We were successful in making a cake. For this one, I think I'm just gonna put it maybe on top. We're just gonna put the frosting on top. And if I could find sprinkles somewhere or something, I'll put some sprinkles on top and we'll call it a day or something. I don't know where I'm going with any of this. This video is gonna be so long. You know what? We're gonna cut this video now short. So we did the Bulk Barn chocolate cake mix and it does work. We made 2 cakes. I haven't tasted it. You know what? This is gonna be the first t-shirt. Let's change things. First t-shirt cooking video ever with no taste testing. Let's do it. This is it. We wanted to make a chocolate cake mix and we ended up making a big Oreo and another brick of chocolate cake. Honestly, it wasn't that difficult to make. It was easy to separate. Already I'm discouraged with editing. I hate editing. Let's just cut this now. All right. Thanks guys. Like, sub, comment. Like, sub, comment. There's another one. Like, sub, comment. What's the 4th one? There's a 4th. I don't know guys. I'll see you next time.